Yes, and it's Project 748. .35mm M6s in place with the little plastic posts that I had, so that's perfect, absolutely beautiful. All lining up under there, lovely jubbly. This is ready to adjust, so we've still got some slack there, so we can move that around, get this in the right place once we hinge this back on. And yes, the fairing that we're not going to be using is not bad for first pass. A few little spots that need attention, and we are getting there, and that's a vast improvement. Obviously that needs some more attention as well, but it's yeah, taking shape, literally. Stage one of replacing the screen is removing the mirrors before removing the fairing. And there's just one Allen bolt on each mirror, and then these that hold it into place in a little kind of receptacle in the fairing. And yes, of course, this was a 4mm and this is a 3mm. I think this is original, so probably a 3mm. I mean a number 3 Allen key. Not sure if I can clean that up at all. Don't really know how to do that. Maybe just a bit of sanding. So there's the seat hooked back. So yeah, these little plastic guys run through this spring-loaded doofer, and just little rubber caps on the end. That's all that holds them. Oh, I think I'd prefer a spring clip, a C-clip, which I've got, but I'm going to leave it stock. Now all we have to do is hook up the wiring, which is easy enough. I need to put that back there. Yeah, and ready to go. Now all we have to do is line up the latch, which is easier said than done. A little bit of guesswork, a little bit of poking around in the small gap when you kind of close it down to see where it might arrive. And thanks to the exhaust position, there's a handy place to hang a light. Yeah, well done. And there we have it. Lovely. Job done. And the indicators, yes, which are running fast because there's one missing right now. Anyway, gets your attention. Meantime, we're getting there on the fairing repair. A little bit of extra filler in there, and a little bit of extra rub down here and there needed. But we will come back to that, yes. So I think it's time to progress with removing the main fairing. I have ordered the screen, $30 from China, but don't tell anyone. Come on, I mean a plastic screen's a plastic screen, right? So as far as I can tell, it's just those two Allen bolts, one each side, that screw into the headlight mount, which also screws into the mirror mount up there. Yeah, there's those little devices I was telling you about. That's all that's left to undo, and then it should just kind of pull out, unless I'm very much mistaken, which has been known before, admittedly. Okay, they're now removed. I'm not looking forward to putting them back in, because as you can see, they go through copious bits of plastic before they arrive at the mount. Sorry about the light. That should be it. It should just pull off now. I'm sure we'll find some other nuts and bolts somewhere. Yep, that was it, and there it is. There it isn't. There it is. Yes, so we got more of these lovely number 17 star drive. You can just see it there, and these little rubber boys on the other side. So, out with my star drive. This is so much easier using that tool, because these are only just finger tight, and you just have to hold the rubber bit on the other end and give it a tweak with your fingers with your 17mm doofer. Number 17, yeah. Well, I guess while this is all off, it gives me a good chance to clean up all the hard to reach bits. Yes, bits that other beers don't reach. Yeah, all that dust from forever, from Florida, where the bike came from, and a little bit of the Arizona desert in there too. So yeah, I can clean all that up. Joy, love cleaning stuff. not. So tedious. And taking the fairing off has revealed the connections for the left-hand indicator, which, as you may remember, was broken. Like that. Yeah, and I was debating, honestly, mending it like the other one, the other side. Yeah, not very good, is it? But because, of course, I replaced the back light with that single unit which has the indicators in it, the LED unit, I've got this spare one. I don't know what happened to the other one. Perhaps that was broken as well. Don't remember. Anyway, so I can plug this one in now rather than repairing the old one, which is nice. Well, that was disappointing, wondering why it's not working, and then I realised I don't think it's got a bulb in it. Yeah. That'll probably be the reason then, right? Well, luckily the broken one had a bulb in it, so let's put that bulb in the other one. Yes, you can see there's quite a lot going on here. Oh yeah, other side. Yes, there we go, no bulb. I checked that I had one before I bothered undoing this. Anyway, there was no bulb. And action! Yes, and they are still blinking fast, and I think that is because of that rear tail light. I don't think I put the resistors, transistors, whatever you have to put in line. But I like that. That catches your attention. It means I'm turning left fast. Get out of my way. I know, it would fail its MOT in the UK for blinking too fast. But over here, we don't care about blinking anything. So that'll do. And no, this is not homebrew. It's just that the cork broke and I had to push the other half in, so I'm having to filter it. And my wife won't let me use her tea strainer, so I'm using a sieve, not a colander. Well, that's a wrap, at least for the time being. A little bit more work on the lower panel of the front fairing, side, whatever. Anyway, that bit. So we're going to be doing some of that, but apart from that, we're going to be waiting for the screen to turn up. And then, yes, we've got to order those carbon lower panels as well. Unless, and this is why I might wait, unless my repair job is so bloody brilliant that I feel I could paint it and put it back on as standard. So let's wait and see on that one, eh? Shedding a little light on the subject. Yes, talk about jerry rigging. So next up is cutting the foot pegs. Yeah, I'm going to try that in dangerous close proximity to 748 fairing panel. I think I'll move that. Yes. Under the spotlight again, and yes, that's altogether better than yesterday's solution. I had it on my computer and I never used it, so yeah. This is proving to be a pain in the arse, but we're getting there. Next stage, the new screen has arrived, so I shall be refitting that using those funny little rivety looking things. Yes, if you remember rightly what we need is that tiny little star drive, the number 17. That one, yeah, so let's get on with that then. Yeah, nice looking screen, double bubble as well. So 2 at the front and 2 at the back, just gently snugged up. Make sure everything all lines up everywhere before we tighten them down, and they don't need to be bustingly tight. And there we have it, lovely, nice new screen. And it's not as straightforward as it's supposed to be. Obviously, this one, the central one, just needed a tiny little bit of drilling out to allow that strange rivety screw thing through, but we're all good. So we have a completely repaired top fairing now. Still haven't made my mind up on the side panel whether to go for the carbon fibre or to pursue my paint repair. I have found Ducati Anniversary Red in a 2K paint, so I think I'll do that first. It'll be nice to keep it with the original panels if I can do a good enough paint job. Talking of which, I don't know why this is proving so difficult. I mean, all the repair jobs I've done and paint jobs with these seaming tanks and God knows what, this little nick I just can't get right, and it's really driving me nuts. Just needs a little bit of filler in there. How hard can it be? Finally think I've got it somewhere close enough to give it a coat of primer. See what happens. And an opportunity to try out our new multi-purpose foaming prep cleaner. Yeah, let's give it a go. Well, how Christmassy is that? Yes. And on the same Christmassy theme, we're using a Naked Wines Christmas box. And I'm spraying inside because it's kind of cold and wet outside. And yeah, I'm going to start this edge. Gonna take it real gentle with this because this is important. Apparently it's like $1,100 worth of spraying, so I should take my time. Well, first pass with this, not my new normal grey primer, but it's a filler primer, and I would say that looks pretty bloody good. If you remember, that still needs some work, which is disappointing. But yeah, the rest of it, I think we've done a good job there. Just spun it round to give it a little direction from the other direction, as it were. And yeah, looking good, actually, generally. A little bit of work needed there, maybe. But yeah, that's still the main problem area, which always was. And in the interests of health and safety, we have our fan going. Yes, our midsummer AC unit also just has a fan mode, so that's now extracting all that horrible fumes. Well, that's the idea anyway. Talking of fumes, spun and resprayed several times, and I think we can successfully agree that we have repaired the damage that Derek did, at least. I'm not so sure about... yeah, so that still needs some work. Time for an early bath and review the situation again later. Not bad at all, just 3 little areas that need a little bit of attention. And number 3, not so important, down the bottom there, nobody's going to see that. Good, time to order some anniversary red paint. More prep, more paint, and the proper paint on its way, as you well know. I'm excited. I think this is going to work. Finally, pretty bloody good, I think. A little bit of sanding, and we're ready to go. Yeah, look at that. Smooth. Yes, indeed. Blood, sweat, and tears. Probably in the reverse order. Tears were when it arrived and Derek had messed it up, something rotten. Sweat, yeah, in the middle, definitely. A lot of sanding going on. Blood, not so sure. Probably cut myself at some point. Anyway, behind this door is the painted panel. There it is. I'm not convinced on the colour. We'll see when it's finished. Yes, indeedy. Is the colour right or is the colour wrong? I have my reservations. I think it's the wrong colour. Totally. Well, it looks a bit more like it out here. Less post office red. I think it must be the lighting. And I'm going to leave you on that cliffhanger until next episode. See what it actually turns out like. And we start putting it all back together again. Assuming it turned out okay. Otherwise, I'll be ordering the carbon fibre ones. So, thanks for watching as always, and if you haven't already, do subscribe down here, and yeah, like the video, please, yes, encourage others to watch my lunacy.